All right, so we're diving into the world of learning management systems, LMS,
LMS.
and how they're really like changing the game in the manufacturing industry. We found this
Yeah.
video
Oh, yeah.
from Paradiso Learning. It's called Why Use LMS Software for Manufacturing Industry Training. Pretty straightforward title. But,
Mm.
you know, there's always a lot to unpack with this stuff.
There is. There's a lot under the hood. Yes.
So I guess one of the things that I think is always top of mind for people in manufacturing is
Yeah.
like finding skilled workers.
Yeah.
That seems to be the biggest problem that everybody's always talking about. And this video really hits on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding and retaining those skilled workers because the industry's changing so fast.
Yeah.
We have all this new technology, automation's changing how everything works.
Yeah. You got to constantly be upskilling people.
Right.
And like reskilling them for like new positions. And I feel like that's where an LMS, I don't even know if people know what that is.
Right.
So maybe we should start there.
Yeah, what is it? What is an LMS?
Yeah.
Basically, it's like a hub for all your training stuff.
Okay.
So it's where you keep all your materials, your courses, you can track people's progress, see how they're doing.
It's like a learning platform.
Yeah, exactly. A learning platform,
Yeah.
all in one place. It can be really helpful for like onboarding new employees,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
making sure everybody's up to date on the latest, procedures, safety stuff, all that.
Well, and I think even beyond, your employees,
Yeah.
I think this video mentioned something called Extended Enterprise LMS.
Yeah, extended enterprise.
Which sounds
Yeah.
pretty intense.
It sounds very fancy.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
So it basically means you can use it for people outside your company too.
Oh,
So think like
right.
your suppliers, your distributors,
Yeah.
even your customers.
Oh, so
Well, yeah.
if we were making cars,
Okay.
then we could use it to train the dealerships on like the newest models.
Exactly. Or like
Right.
you could train mechanics on how to repair the latest engine.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then everybody's on the same page.
Right.
So you're reducing errors. You're improving customer satisfaction.
Oh, I like that. So, okay, we've got everybody trained up.
Yeah.
Whether they're inside the company or outside the company.
Or-
But,
oh.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
we need to know if this training is actually working.
All right. We got to
Okay.
see results.
Yeah. So how do we measure that? And I know this video talked about performance management.
Yes.
That's part of.
Yeah.
Like an LMS.
So performance management is all about tracking how well the training is actually translating to like better job performance.
Okay.
So it's not just about did they complete the course?
Right.
It's about did they actually learn something and are they applying it on the job?
So like we implemented some new safety procedures
Okay.
and we trained everybody on them.
Right.
Using the LMS.
Yeah.
You could actually track are there fewer accidents now?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Or are people completing tasks more efficiently? Are there fewer errors? Things like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All about data.
Yeah.
And they also talk about something called advanced reporting.
Advanced reporting. Sounds
yeah.
impressive.
What is that? And what kind of insights can we actually get from those reports?
So these reports give you like really detailed metrics about your training program.
What kind of stuff?
So, like completion rates for courses, how people are scoring on assessments. You can even see how long they're spending on different modules.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And all that data can help you figure out, okay, what's working, what's not working,
Yeah.
where do we need to make adjustment?
Yeah. It can help you tweak things as you go.
Exactly.
So there's this one feature in the video. I wasn't really sure what it was. They called it a white label LMS.
Oh, white label.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that important?
It's basically a way to customize the LMS so it looks and feels like it's your own.
Oh, okay.
So you can add your company logo,
Yeah.
your branding,
Mm-hmm.
make it all match your company's style.
So it's not just like
Yeah.
this generic, off-the-shelf software. Right. It feels like it's part of your company.
Yeah.
And that can help people feel more engaged with the training.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Because if you're an employee and you're like logging into some training,
Yeah.
feels like,
Yeah,
oh,
you're
this
like,
is,
This is my company.
this is my company's training.
Yeah. I'm invested in this.
Yeah. But none of this really matters
Mm.
if the content isn't good.
True. Content is king.
And keeping,
Yeah.
training content up to date, organized.
Ah, it's a nightmare.
Yeah. That's like a full-time job in itself.
It can be.
So how does an LMS help with content management? Because this video talked about that a little bit.
Yeah. So an LMS can be your central repository for all your training materials.
Yeah.
So you can keep everything in one place,
Okay.
make sure it's all organized, and it's easy to find what you need.
Yeah.
And then the best part is when you need to update something,
Yeah.
you just update it in the LMS. And then everybody automatically has access to the latest version.
Oh,
Okay.
so you don't have to, like,
Yeah.
email it out to everybody.
Exactly.
And print out a bunch of new manuals.
Oh, it's all right there.
That's awesome. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on was compliance, because that's a huge deal in manufacturing
Oh, yeah.
with all
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
the safety regulations
Yeah.
and the industry standards.
Absolutely.
So how can an LMS actually help companies stay on top of all that?
So a good LMS will actually have tools built in specifically for compliance.
Okay.
So you can track who's completed what training.
Yeah.
You can generate reports for audits.
Okay.
It makes it way easier to prove that your employees are up to date on all the required training.
So it's like
Oh,
it takes the headache out of compliance.
exactly. It streamlines the whole process.
Well, this has been great. I really feel like we've gotten a good handle on how LMS can really help manufacturing companies kind of stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we talked about attracting and retaining those skilled workers.
Yeah.
We talked about how to measure the effectiveness of training, how to keep content updated, and how to manage compliance. It's a pretty powerful tool.
It is. It is. So I guess, like, for anybody out there listening,
Yeah.
like, what are some things that they should maybe think about if they are considering implementing an LMS?
That's a great question. I think one thing to consider is, how are your employees actually going to access the training?
Yeah.
Do they have computers on the shop floor? Are they going to be using tablets, phones?
Do they even have time?
Right. And do they have time?
Mhm.
If you have people working different shifts,
Yeah.
how are you going to make sure everybody has equal opportunity to get the training they need?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
And also, I think, I think about, manufacturing is a very hands-on industry.
Absolutely.
So how do you balance that hands-on training with the digital learning?
Right. How do you make sure they complement each other?
Yeah.
That's a really important thing to figure out.
Well, I think those are some really great things for people to consider
Yep.
as they're kind of exploring this world of LMS and manufacturing.
For sure. It's a really exciting space to be in right now.
It is. It is. All right. Well, thanks for diving deep with me.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And we'll catch you next time.
See ya.